create in following orders. A folder called JavaScript. Create one folder called JavaScript. Under the JavaScript folder, one folder called basic. In this basic folder, we are going to spend 1 week of time and to understand the basic syntax, control structure, for loop, do while loop, arrays, function, and many more different type of syntax. So in basic folder till date, we will work 5 days nearly. We will be not using the HTML. File will be pure JavaScript, and the JavaScript file will run through the Node.js. Okay, will run through the Node.js and will not have any kind of HTML integration in that. HTML integration will come once we come to the next folder called data binding. Data binding. So create the first folder, basic folder. Basic folder. Second folder as a data binding. Data binding. The third folder, JavaScript API. In this, we will be getting idea on complete API implementation. And while implementing the API, we will create our own server, JSON server. We'll install the JSON live server. And after that, we will create our own API and we will call under this API folder. So one more folder is required here. That will be called as a JSON server. JSON server will be along with the API. So when we'll spend the time on API, that time only we will be creating the mock API under the JSON server, and that mock API will integrate with the API folder. So in the JSON server, we'll learn how to create a mock API, and in the API folder, we'll learn how to implement it. Next, after that, one more folder will come. That will be called fourth folder as a JS class object. Class object. Like in JavaScript, how you will write the program based on class object. How to inherit the class. How to, you can say, play with the all feature almost of class object. That is called our fourth folder. Fifth, one more folder you create. That will be called as a Ajax. Again, API will help you for the same communication between client to server, asynchronous call within the server also and out of the server also, API. In the same way, the Ajax will help us to communicate within the server from client to communicate from the server, client to server communication will happen. Asynchronous call, page will not reload at all, and the communication will happen from the front end to back end. So this five folder is the 245. Okay. This five folder is the main implementation of the syllabus that you are going to study. In each folder, you will have multiple type of examples, multiple type of scenarios, multiple way to communicate from HTML to JavaScript, JavaScript to the backend, multiple type of arrays, multiple type of content that we see in day-to-day life example on the website and in real world. Your regularity will play the main important role if you are attending the regular classes, and after that, if you are following the assignment, doing everything well, then no need to worry. Successfully, I will be able to convince you the JavaScript. Okay, and you will be confident also, whichever we are going to learn. Okay, so now till here we are ready. Next, our first implementation will start from the basic folder. In basic folder, today we'll create the examples from the very first line of JavaScript. Nothing like from directly in between and something. From the first line, how to print a line, how to break the line. Okay, what is the meaning of slash and how it works? Single quote, double quote, variables. Okay, so those all we are going to start now one by one. So go to your basic folder, and inside the basic folder, you will click here in the address bar. Click on the address line. Type here CMD and enter. I'll guide you again. I went to this basic folder. After going to the basic folder, I click on this address line. We deleted everything. Next, we wrote call CMD and we click enter. Enter. So CMD got open direct in basic folder itself. You can see here this basic CMD is pointing to which folder? Basic, JavaScript / basic, right? Now come to this one and write inside node space -v, node space -v, to understand your node is installed or not and which version of node is installed. Node space -v and enter. Node space -v and enter. You will see the node version will show you. Mine is showing 16.16. What is your version? Check once which version is shows for you. 16 something, 18 something. If it is showing for anyone a node is not recognized internal or external command, that meaning after installation of Node.js, you have not restarted your system. If it says node is not recognized internal or external command, okay. If it is saying is node is not recognized internal or external command, that represent node is installed, but maybe you have not restarted the system. That could be the problem. You can do that. You can restart once, it will work again. Okay, so hope everyone is able to identify the version. Anyone have the not recognize some kind of syntax? Kind of not syntax, kind of error. Okay, no, cool then. Next, after that, let us write here only code space dot and press enter key. Code space dot, press enter. Your VS Code will open automatically. Code space dot, press enter. Your VS Code will open in VS Code will open in basic folder. Code space dot enter. You will find the Visual Studio is VS Code editor is opened directly. Something like this should come. VS Code is open and here your basic folder. Basic folder is in the left hand side. And then this is the place where we are going to create the file, run the file and see something. Now you create a new file from here. You can see first option is file, second option is folder, and third option is reload. So we want to create a file. So we'll click on that and we'll give the file name page1.js. You will not give a space in file name, just give together page1.js. Page1.js. Enter. So page1.js is ready. Now under the page 1.js, you will write the first line of JavaScript, that is called this console.log console.log. Okay, console.log. So log is a function, predefined function. Using that, we can print any statement. Using the log function, we can print any statement in console. So we are going to do the same. Just we are going to print some statement. I JavaScript something. I JavaScript. Write it, and after that we need to make it auto save here. So whenever you write any statement, your file should save automatically. Your file should save automatically. So here you have an option in the file menu. File menu, there is an option called auto save. You can see auto save. Auto save option is there. If it is not checked, you can click on this, it will become check. In file, you have option called auto save. You can click on that. So your save related tension will go off. Whenever you write any line, automatically your file will save. Whenever you add any line, your file will be saved automatically. Okay, so hope you have done that. Now next question is how to run this file. How to run this file, since it is the JavaScript file. You have not made any HTML so that you can link and run. And even you cannot run this file directly in the browser. Okay, we cannot run this file inside the browser. So we have to run this file through the Node compiler. Node.js is installed in your system. Using the Node compiler, we can run this file. So go to the CMD. That CMD was still open, I guess. That is pointing to the basic folder. And your file is also under the basic folder. And in CMD, you can write node space your file name. That is called page1.js. Node space page1.js. Node space page1.js. Enter. It will print hi JavaScript. You can also let me know in the chat whether your file is able to run or not. Node space page1.js. We press the enter. After that, hopefully, you should see the hi JavaScript should get printed. Okay, right. So many people are able to run. We should write it. Okay, so what is like JavaScript is a different type of language. Okay, so when we see from internet, when we see some running example, or when we see someone is creating the example, we will feel like I know this all. But when someone will ask you, you write an example, then you will feel like, Arey yaar, I don't know this. Or you will start doing the mistakes. Okay, so best practice is we should write JavaScript code, keep writing. Automatically, you will remember lot of different type of syntax, different type of possibilities of error. That all come definitely from the practice only. Suggestion will be for everyone. We should writing a small example, big example, no matter, but we should try it. Okay, let us go next. Anyone is saying module not found? If module not found, it says that represent your file is not under the basic folder or CMD what you are running, that is also not in the main folder. For example, I'll show you. If I run here page 2 and enter, it will show me module not found. Page 2.js I'll try. .js is optional. You can write only file name is also okay. Let me enter now. See, it says module not found. Cannot find the module D drive page 2.js. This line you can see. What that represent? It represent like the file you are trying to call in the basic folder is not exist. So it says module not found. So similar way, if in case you are facing the problem with 1.js module not found, that represent you are trying to run your CMD somewhere else. You are not running in the same folder. Okay. This is the one way you can run your page. CLS command will help you to clear the screen. CLS clear screen command. Enter. CLS command will clear the screen. All the garbage value you can clean through the CLS command. Okay, so done till here. Moving next. The one method we saw, yes, through the CMD also we can run a JavaScript file through the node command. Another one, you can see you have a terminal here. In VS Code, if you see on the top, there is called terminal. In that terminal, there is a new terminal. You can select that. And in a new terminal, by default, it may be showing me for the PowerShell. You can change from here. After clicking on this drop down, you can change to command prompt also. Okay, you can change to command prompt also. After clicking on this plus down key is there. After clicking on that, you can select the command prompt also. So it will look like this. Okay, little changes may happen. Now here in the terminal also we can write node space your file name page 1 and enter. .js again is optional. You can enter also. You cannot enter also. Both the case it should work. Page 1.js. Check now. Are you able to run through the terminal? In case some error shows, then in few system VS Code through the error, you can try through either PowerShell or try through this one command prompt. In both error is coming, then you can ignore this terminal and you can use the CMD. If either PowerShell or terminal command prompt anyone is working, you can use that also. Or in case if this look is uncomfortable for you, CMD you can open. That is also fine. Through CMD also we can run it. Right? So clear. Using how many way you can run the JS file? One from the terminal, another from the CMD. Terminal is also pointing to CMD. A CMD is also pointing to terminal only. Okay. So you can run either through way. Right? So hold for a minute. I'll take some water. 1 minute. Okay. Just wait for a minute.
Hello, Sriram, you are there?
Hello. Wait. I want to get some water.
Okay.
Okay, so these all are working, right? So through CMD you saw how to run, as well as through terminal you saw how to run. Next, after this, in the same file, page1.js only, understand the next line. Okay. What is the next line? Console.log. Okay. Console.log. Print your name. This is going to come in the same line. Write the next line. Console.log. Your name /t. One space we should write here. Then Bangalore. 1/t is equal to 4 space. I'll write in the comment here. This is called comment line. /t equal to 4 spaces. Tab. /t is nothing but the tab. So 1/t is equal to 4 spaces. So it is going to give us the 4 space. So when we are going to print something in the JS code and you wanted to print that in the CMD, then terminal, then you might have some formatting option or you need some space and all. So you can use /t for that purpose. Come down, write the next line. Console.log. You can write here your name again. /n and the name of anything. You will find in the first line where you have written your name and city are going to come in the same line with 2 spaces. Where you have written your name /t, it is going to come in the same line, but 4 space will be there using the /t. Here /n you have written, that represent the new line. New line break. New line break. Like BR tag in HTML. In HTML, how it will break the line? Same way here, /n is also going to break the line. Save it and let's run the file. Save it and we'll run the file. Node space, file name, page1. Enter. You can see Sierra Bangalore is coming after 2 space, since before colon 1 space, after colon another space. Okay. Another places you see Sierra, and then after that here space Bangalore. Is saying like 4 space was applied through the /t and 1 space before /t and 1 space after /t. Total 6 space will come here, and here another one Sierra and Bangalore in the new line, because /n we have given, and even we are given here a space also. Because of that, in the new line you can see little space is applied.
Okay. So if I want to apply CRM 1 space Bangalore, then how can we do that?
Sierra and 1 space. Here you can remove that. After Bangalore, you want it like this, no space or one space. One space you can give here. Or if you want to remove this, remove it and one space. Only one space will get applied. See both word is there, then one space. So it will give only one space, it will give you. Here also, if you want exact four space, then you can put here /t. Here, if you want, you can exact no space, only line break, we can do like this. Extra space, whichever you are going to give, that all space will get printed in the browser. You can see here now. Sriram space Bangalore one line. Sriram and here, okay. /t now is counting as a string. You can see here. Because we have not given a space, so it's a finding line. /t is also part of this sentence only. So one space will be required from left, one space from right. Okay, so hope ready. You are able to print it. Now CLS I'll run here. CLS enter. Node space. You can see now one space here, 6 spaces plus this all are line break. So /n we are going to use frequently for the next 5 days, as well as /t also we are going to use, and not only now, further also when you write JavaScript program, you will get the array, you will get object, you want to understand the structure of the array, you want to understand the structure of your object, how the data is coming, how it's organized. /n/t console.log will be a kind of tool for the developer. Frequently, always you will keep using this. So this we should know how and where to use and how to use. Okay. Let us go now. Next. Next file now will create. We'll leave this file page 1. Page 2 file will create next. Okay, now in the page 2 file, you write here again new file and give call page 2 page2
Hello.
.js.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, it's working. Means if we don't give that space before and after the /t,
/n/t.
it's
It
working,
will
sir.
consider as a string, so
Uh,
/t will not be functional.
no, sir, it's working in my system.
Working.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll give here no space. After that, let me try. See here, only one space I'm getting.
No, sir, in my system, it's showing 4 spaces.
4 space. Then okay, no problem. For other people, how much space comes? One space or multiple space? One space. Who is getting 4 space? You have saved the file. Save it and then try. Okay. Better you should give the space. That will be the right way. Here also /n. Okay, /n when I give here /n like this also we can write, like this also we can write.
So if you give that, then it will count more two spaces.
Six space it will count.
Huh.
It will count as 6 space. Okay, come to the next example, page 2.js file. Page 2.js file. In page 2.js file, you will understand simple way of variable implementation, how you can create a variable and how you can print it. So in JavaScript, you can create the variable using 3 ways. One you have using the var keyword. Second one you have using the let keyword. And third one we have using the const keyword. Var let const. Okay. We will understand the difference of all three one by one. But first implement few example based on var. Then again, once some scenario is coming, while we'll get some idea on JavaScript side, then we'll implement the let and var and we'll compare what and where let will be available and what and where the var will be available. It's a problem related to scope of the variable, till where you can access the var keyword variable, until where you can access the let keyword variable, until where you can access the const keyword variable. All one by one will come itself. So we'll go to this file, page 2.js file. In page 2.js file, you can write first line that will represent the single line comment. Something like this. This is called, this is comment in JavaScript for or maybe as a single line. Or let me modify little. This is single line comment in JavaScript. So suppose somewhere you are writing the code and you want to give some space in between. You want to give some space in between. So in that case, not a space, you want to give some comment in between. Like you wrote a complicated line and further there is a chance a person can forget it, person can not understand what is happening. So at that place in the single line, you can write some statement that will help you. That is called single line comment. And this will get ignored by your compiler. It will get ignored. It will not read and it will not display in the page. One. Another one is called multi-line comment. If you want to explain something, multiple line, 3 line, 4 line, 5 line, correct? So how to do that? And even it is not optional work, it is the compulsory. How is that? Multi-line comment. Like many years before, few years before, okay, developer used to write the documentation for every functionality. They were writing the documentation, but since the developer are costly people, and if they are spending a lot of time to write the documentation, there will be waste of money. The developer will not deliver that much output that was expected. So documentation team will be different in the companies. But when a developer is writing the code, how the next developer will understand what code he has written? Okay, so in agile methodology, you are going to work in the market, you will get the agile methodology, how the developer works. So in agile methodology, there is a very difficult to manage the time. Okay, the developer will be completely compressed with the time. Your each and every minute will be filled by the work. Okay, so there he will not get sufficient time to write the documentation. Then in every file, like suppose we are creating this file, in this file, in the beginning itself, you must have to write some documentation like this. This file is for which company? Suppose, for example, copyright. Like suppose example, I'll write InfoCampus, PBT Ltd. Second line, written by your name. Next date, created date. Created date. Suppose today date is 02/01/2023. Now module name. Module name, assume user management. Project name, assume like something. CRM, right? Next, after that, modify by particular date. This way, modify date, something like this. So this becomes a multi-line comment. When a developer write the code, they write in the beginning of the file few lines of comment. That comment line represent who has written this file, when he has written, and for which project is written, and then for which module it's written, right? And for which company he has written. Okay, and after that, if a next developer will come and he will do some changes in the code, he will write his name, modified by, and modified date. Again, modification happen. Next developer will come, he will also do some changes. So modify by, modify date. Okay, so this is a kind of a, you can say, documentation for this file. Not only this much, when you are writing the code inside, when you are writing the functionality and you feel like the functionality is very tough, and in the coming time, next developer may understand, may not. So how to manage it? So in that case, we need to write some documentation in such a way where the next developer, whoever are going to come, they should be able to understand what you have written in the file, how you have written, and the particular line logic also you can write. So multiple line comment you can write through this way, and somewhere single line comment you want to write, just double slash. So this becomes a comment, how to comment in JavaScript. First line you saw, first page you saw how to print some statement /n/t. Second page you saw how to comment something. Now in the second page you are going to see how to create the variable in that first part, that is using the var keyword. So let us come and go to the write a keyword called var keyword. What is happening using this var keyword in other programming language might be you are aware of C, C++. There we used to create the int variable name, float variable name. Okay, we used to give a string variable name, array variable name, right? So what is that limitation? Limitation is like if your variable becomes a int a equal to 100, then under this a variable, you cannot store any float value or you cannot store any kind of, okay, okay, you cannot store any float value, you cannot store any string value, right? There will be loss of data people call data distortion, loss of the data. But in JavaScript says like, if you keep such limitation, then programming will be tough. Then JavaScript introduced the keyword called var. Now using the var, you are going to create variable. Okay. Then you will ask, what is the variable? It's like a container. Okay. In normal day-to-day life, when you go to the market, buy some vegetable, you carry the bag. When you go buy the water, you carry the bottle. Correct? When you go to buy some kind of liquid material, you carry some container that can hold the liquid material. When you go and buy the potato, you carry the solid bags. Correct? So here programming concept says like, when you are going to write the program, when you are going to make your page dynamic page, one user will come, he will enter his email ID. Another user will come, he will enter his email ID. So your program should be in such a way that should take the value from the user. Okay. So when you saw in your day-to-day life, when you are going to hold something somewhere, you use a container. Like to hold the water, you carry a bottle. To hold your laptop, you carry the bag. So that container is called a variable. Your bag becomes a variable. Your bottle becomes a variable. Right? So you can say in programming world, to hold the data, to hold the value, we use a container. That container called a variable. Now suppose next question will come. Yes, I have something I want to store somewhere. So that I need a container. That container is called a variable. Next question will come. What you are going to hold? And what is the type of your container? That is a big matter. Like suppose you are going to carry your laptop, you take the bag. Why not bottle? You are going to carry some water. You are going to take some water. You carry your bottle. Why not bag? Because the nature of content is different. Your bag is a solid material. It will hold inside a bag. Laptop is a solid material that will hold inside a bag. But water is not a solid material. You cannot hold inside the bag. So according to content, you have to choose the container. Like for water, you are choosing the bottle. For laptop, you are choosing the bag. Right? Similar way, according to content, you have to choose the container. According to material, you have to choose the container, bag. Then only it will fit properly. Else, you will keep the water inside the bag. Your bag will lose the water. You will keep the laptop inside the bottle. Bottle will be disagree to hold it. Correct? So similar concept apply in the programming also. When you are going to hold a number value, your variable should be in such a way that should hold the number. If you are going to hold kind of a string value, your variable should hold that. That's called a data type and variable in the programming language. It's not very tough word to understand. It's like the content and container, material and bag. And according to material, you are going to choose the bag. That's called a data type. And according to material, you are going to choose the bag. That's called a data type. And your bag is able to hold the material or not. Right? Your bag is able to hold the material or not. That way you are going to decide the variable. Come to the programming now. Like suppose we have some value. For example, you want to store 100 somewhere. We use a variable called var. We use a variable called a equal to 100. So what will happen now? You have not mentioned anywhere the data type of a. Are you mentioning? No. Just you given the a equal to 100. Now what will happen? The var keyword is responsible to understand the type of value. The var keyword will come to know, okay, the 100 is a number data type. So the a will change automatically according to number data type. In the next line, if I go and write a equal to hello, a will not be disagree to hold the value. Happily, a will hold the value called hello. So in the first line, a was holding the number value, and in the second line, a is holding the string value. So what you can say at this place, variable data type is changing automatically or not? It's changing automatically because of this keyword. That's called a var keyword. If I go to the next line, and if I write a equal to 500, or maybe a equal to true, the variable a will not be disagree. It will say, yes, happily I can hold your value. So you can see, according to the line, according to project flow, and according to the data flow, according to your code, what you have written, the value of a is keep changing, right? The data type of a is keep changing. So in this case, what will happen? What is playing the important role to assign different type of value and hold it? That's called var keyword. Var keyword has made a variable in such a way where the a variable will change the data type according to content. First line is a number, second line is a string, and third line is a boolean, right? So when you print at last, you will not get the 100 and hello. You will get only true. Why? Because the variable value got changed completely. Okay. So come down, and we will not use like this. We will be using the similar concept in the program further, but wanted to understand what will happen if the value and data type is getting changed. So let's now confirm it. Write console here. So I hope you understood what is the variable. Variable is nothing but a container where you are going to hold some content. And according to content, you are going to choose the data type. So here in the JavaScript, you don't have to worry to choose the data type. You create a variable and store the value. According to the value, the data type will get changed. As you saw in the first line, a is holding as a number. In the second line, a is holding as a string. And in the third line, a is holding as a true. So according to the progress of the code, according to the flow of the data content of the variable got changed. I'll write here console.log call a. Let me come down. You can also write it. Understanding is the one point and implementation is the next point. Okay, right here again after this console.log again a only, and here again you write console.log log a only. So you find like according to the need, according to the flow of the code, the data type of variable as well as the content of the variable will change automatically. will change automatically.
What is the meaning of console.log?
Console is a name of a class. Okay, that we have not reached till there. What is the class? But console is the name of a class where log is a function. So what you are doing, you are calling a function from the console class, and using the function you are printing your statement.
Okay.
The question if you ask how to create the class and how to write a class and what is the class, that also is under the discussion, but not in the beginning. After some days, you can see what folder we have, class object. Okay, so console.log, when you say the console is the name of a class, that is a predefined class of JavaScript. Inside there is a function called log. Using that log, you can see the, if you pass any variable, it will print to that statement. Okay, let's try run it. So we'll go here and we'll try to run node space page 2 and enter. It says like first line 100, second line hello, and third line is a true. That represent yes, one variable can change their value, and we can change the value of a variable of different data according to the flow of the code. And that is being led by the keyword called var keyword. Okay, so printed for all. Come down, or this file you leave till here only. One sufficient example, like how the var keyword will work, and according to line, the content of the var is changing or not. That is all. Okay, let us go ahead. Next file, page3.js. Page3.js. So first file, what you understood? In the first file you understood, yes, we can use the log function to print some statements, /n/t. Second file, we understood how we can write the multi-line comment, as well as how we can write the single line comment. And when you create a variable, how you can create. So it's represent with the help of var keyword, we can create a variable. We can assign the value, and according to need, according to the code flow, according to the data flow inside the code, inside the page, time to time, line by line, or according to need, the content of a variable can change also, since the data type is taken care by the var keyword. Var keyword is understanding, yes, according to need, the data type will get changed automatically as soon as you assign the value. that you saw here. Hello, first line representing the number data type, second line represent the string, and third line represent the boolean. And a variable, happily it is able to hold the value. Okay. Now we will be taking the same example and we will try to implement in the third page using the const. What will happen if you are using the const keyword? So please copy this 3 line and come to the page 3 and paste here. Okay, saving that. Now let's go to the first line where you have written the var. Okay. Instead of var, let's convert into const, const. Then we will ask what is going to happen in the const. Const keyword says, whenever you use the const keyword in front of a variable, the value of the variable will be fixed, right? Whenever we use the const keyword in front of a variable, which value you are assigning at first line, that value will be fixed. Like suppose you are writing a equal to 100. A equal to 100. Okay. So what that const represent, the value of a is fixed permanently. You cannot change the value of a. Like wherever you print the a, always it will give you 100 only. The line number 6 will not work. It will throw the error. Line number 10 will also not work. It will throw the error. If it was var, then what was happening? Line number 6 was working. Means it was able to change the value of a using the hello. Line number 10 was working. It was able to assign the value of into the a by the true. It was replacing the value. But in this example, you will see hopefully the a is fixed now. The value of a should not change in the bottom. Since we are trying to change here, the const keyword will say, sorry brother, the a you have made as a constant, you made as a fixed value. So the a cannot be, the value of a cannot change throughout the program. So let us check once. Come to the CMD again. And write node space, page 3 and enter. See the error, what error it says. You can see I have run here node space page 3. Node space page 3, 100 is printed. That is the first line, line number 3. 100 is printed here, 100 is printed. That is because of line number 3. But as soon as I went to the line number 6, I'm trying to assign a equal to hello. You can see here, it says a equal to hello. The type error assigned to constant variable. Like the constant variable becomes a fixed variable, in that you are trying to change the value that is out of the control, that you cannot do. JavaScript will not allow that, right? So hopefully you got some idea. Here what it will do, you see here, hello 100, hello true, it was printing according to line from the previous example. But in this example, only 100 is printing. Remaining line number 6, line number 7, it says like, no, you cannot change at all. It's throw the error, saying like the constant variable, if you have made, the value cannot change throughout the project, throughout the program. Once you come in React we have some solution. We will be creating the state variable and we'll create the state function. Even the const also we can change. because there we have state management related stuff. Here we don't have a state management stuff. Okay? So that will be again understanding. In case if you want to change the value of a const, how to change? Yes, we have solution, but not here in React. If the variable is a state variable, then we'll create a state function also, and with the help of that, we'll try to change, and it will work also. Right? So what we can say, difference between var and const. If I am creating a variable using the var keyword, the value can change according to code flow, according to need, according to the data flow, the value of a variable can change. But if you are creating a variable using the const keyword, the value throughout the program, you cannot change anywhere. That becomes a fixed value that you cannot change within the program anywhere. Clear? Now we have one more called let. But let I'll not explain you within 1-2 example. After learning 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 example also, once we come to the condition where you can understand easily, then I'll use the let keyword and then I'll explain you all three. In var what was happening, in the const what was happening, in the let what is happening. By then you will have little more understanding about the var and const. Okay. So again, see you tomorrow. See, usually morning time, what will happen? If we'll get up 1 minute late,